The NCIS Season 23 finale didn't just give us a cliffhanger. It gave us a ticking time bomb. While everyone is reeling from the confirmation of Gabriel LaRoche as the new director, the real shocker was the reveal of Matteo, Tim McGee's secret son. But what if these two things aren't just separate plot points? What if Matteo is actually the key to taking down LaRoche and putting Tim in the chair he deserves? Today, we're connecting the dots on why Mateo McGee is the secret weapon NCIS never saw coming. Let's be real for a second. The NCIS fandom is already divided over LaRoche becoming director. Across fan discussions, people have been calling him a worm, a political puppet, and someone who represents everything Gibbs used to fight against. And honestly, the frustration makes sense. Gabriel LaRoche doesn't feel like someone who earned the position through loyalty to the team. He feels like a man built by Washington politics, someone who understands power more than justice. That's why one question keeps coming back after the finale ended. Why not McGee? Tim McGee has spent years proving himself. He's survived missions, betrayals, leadership changes, and the emotional collapse of the team more times than viewers can count. While Gibbs was the force of NCIS, McGee slowly became the glue holding everyone together. He adapted when Donoso left. He stepped up when Torres struggled. He remained loyal even when leadership around him changed completely. So when LaRoche gets the director's seat over McGee, it doesn't feel accidental. It feels political. And that may be exactly the point the finale is trying to make, because LaRoche clearly has leverage somewhere. NCIS doesn't promote someone like him without hidden alliances, buried favors, or powerful people protecting him behind the scenes. The finale subtly hints at this, through the way other officials react around him. Nobody seems emotionally connected to LaRoche. They respect his authority, but not him as a person. That's important. It creates the feeling that his power comes from information, influence, and secrets, not trust. And suddenly, Matteo's introduction becomes a lot more interesting. At first glance, Matteo being McGee's secret son looks like a personal storyline designed to shock viewers emotionally. But NCIS rarely introduces major family twists without connecting them to a larger conflict, especially in a season finale. The timing is too deliberate. Think about it carefully. Why reveal Matteo in the same episode where LaRoche rises to power? Because Matteo may not just be part of McGee's personal life. He may be part of McGee's strategy. Now here's where things get deeper. Tim McGee has always been one of the best cyber agents in NCIS history. He can hack systems, trace digital footprints, and uncover information most agents would never find. But McGee has always had limits. Rules matter to him. Even when he bends them, he still believes there's a line you shouldn't cross. Matteo, however, is different. We don't know his rules yet, and that uncertainty changes everything. Matteo's attempt to shoot Nick Torres could be tied to more than just a random act of violence. It may connect directly to the deeper tension building across NCIS Season 23. Torres has always operated in the field as the most unpredictable member of the team, often getting too close to undercover targets and hidden networks. If Matteo is being positioned as a shadow-level operator or someone linked to classified digital or off-the-books activity, then Torres becomes a natural obstacle. One theory is that Matteo may have mistaken Torres for a direct threat to McGee or NCIS intelligence he's protecting, reacting defensively without full context. Another darker interpretation is that Torres may have uncovered something he wasn't supposed to see, possibly linked to LaRoche's rise or internal corruption, making him a target for silence. Either way, the moment suggests Matteo isn't acting randomly. His actions feel calculated, emotional, and connected to secrets the team hasn't fully uncovered yet. Some fan theories suggest Matteo could somehow be connected to the Torres shooting investigation, but the bigger possibility is far more dangerous. What if Matteo has been operating outside the system entirely, off the NCIS radar, off government tracking, in digital spaces where official agents legally cannot go? If that's true, then Matteo becomes something McGee could never publicly be. A ghost. And ghosts are dangerous to people like LaRoche, because if LaRoche really climbed into the director position through political corruption or hidden deals, then exposing him through normal NCIS channels may be impossible. Internal investigations can be buried, evidence can disappear, servers can be monitored. Anyone inside the agency trying to dig too deeply would instantly become a target. unless someone outside the system already has access, someone invisible, someone like Matteo. That's why the Secret Sun twist may actually be the setup for the biggest power struggle NCIS has had in years. Matteo could have access to hidden files, illegal communications, financial records, or political connections tied directly to LaRoche's rise. Information McGee himself could never legally obtain without destroying his own career. And here's the really interesting part. McGee's behavior in the finale feels almost too controlled. Yes, he's emotional. Yes, he's shocked by everything happening around him. But underneath it all, there's this strange feeling that Tim already knows more than he's saying. He doesn't react like a man completely defeated. He reacts like someone waiting. That could mean McGee has been protecting Matteo for years. Not because Matteo is dangerous to the family, but because he's too valuable to expose. Almost like an insurance policy. A backup plan. And honestly, that would fit perfectly with everything Gibbs taught him. For years, Gibbs operated under one central belief. Sometimes the system fails, and when it does, justice has to come from somewhere else. That's why fans have started joking about a possible Gibbs Rule 100 after the finale. Sometimes justice is not only blind, but unseen. And that line fits Matteo perfectly. Because Matteo may become the unseen force working against LaRoche from the shadows, while McGee handles the fight inside NCIS itself. One works within the system. The other attacks the corruption surrounding it. Together, they become something LaRoche may not be prepared for. But there's also a darker possibility the show could explore. What if Matteo doesn't fully trust McGee? The secrecy surrounding him opens the door for emotional conflict too. Maybe Matteo grew up angry about being hidden. Maybe he learned to survive alone. Maybe his methods are far more extreme than Tim realizes. If that's true, then Season 24 could turn into something even more dangerous. McGee trying to stop both LaRoche and his own son at the same time. And honestly, that kind of storyline would push McGee further than we've ever seen before. Because this isn't just about becoming director anymore, it's about legacy. LaRoche represents political power. McGee represents loyalty and family. And Matteo may become the deciding factor between those two worlds. That's why the finale feels less like the beginning of Director LaRoche's era and more like the beginning of a silent war against him. A war that may already be happening behind the scenes. So now the question becomes, is Matteo a threat to McGee's future? Or is he the weapon that finally clears the path for Director McGee? And more importantly, does Matteo already have the dirt that could destroy Gabriel LaRoche before Season 24 even begins? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Do you think Matteo is secretly working against LaRoche? Or are we heading toward a much darker storyline for the McGee family? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more NCIS breakdowns and hidden theories. And trust me, this story is only getting started.